Okay, here's the moment of truth. We don't want to do it. We don't even want to test. Oh shoot, what are the instructions? 5 seconds for that one.
You want to do this one?
I do, but I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna do this one first. 1, 2, 3, and then it takes a little bit to load, so I'm just gonna set that one down.
My stomach is
churning. Oh wait, I'll put the pee away.
Are you just gonna watch it?
I think I don't want to like flip it and have a reveal. I'm too like nervous. I'm so scared. I love you too. I wish I could see what I think. It's coming. I'm shaking so much. I can't even hold it. It's definitely 2 lines. It's definitely there. It's darker. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Should we flip that one? That's gonna tell us the truth. The digital. It'll say pregnant or not pregnant. Day, and I've spent all morning staring at these. I had them by my bedside table last night, or like on my nightstand, because Leif and I were looking at them before we went to bed. And then I woke up and this is the first thing that I did this morning, looking at it in the daylight. Here is the double lines. I know you guys have seen this, but we have to acknowledge how groundbreaking this is for me. It doesn't really feel real, and I don't think it will for a little bit because we technically need to go to the doctor. This is happening tomorrow, and get a blood test done, and that's when they actually confirm the pregnancy. So from what I understand, we're gonna go get my blood drawn, and then they'll call us that day. So they'll call us tomorrow and tell us what my levels are, and if it's basically like if I am pregnant. And then a few days later, I go in again and take my blood again, and the number needs to have like doubled to be like, yes, it's a viable pregnancy, like it's moving forward. I feel like I'm not 100% like in the clear, but I have a really good feeling about it because I feel like this is really good. These are really good lines. And no, it's not 100% guaranteed that it will all be viable and great, but I just feel like it will. So this was taken 8 days past the transfer. And to give context, like this specific test, people will see really faint lines, like sometimes day 4, day 5. And remember I was saying like, I'm tempted to test when it was earlier, but I was like, I'd rather have a more definitive line. That being said though, if this was like a lot lighter, I might feel more nervous because kind of how dark the line is I think like how much HCG is in your system. And so basically by like 8 or 9 days, this should be like visibly 2 lines, and it definitely is. And so I don't know, I just feel good about that. And I'll probably take another test tonight and just see if it's like the same or darker, which I don't know if in 24 hours it would change much, but I just feel good about this. And also that I got a digital test that said pregnant, that's also a really good sign. I just feel like, yeah, things are looking good for sure. And that's the first positive pregnancy test I've ever seen in my entire life. So I'm gonna take the win for now. I have had a good feeling about this round. I've felt so much better physically, mentally. I still was just so incredibly nervous to take that test and have it be negative again, because that was like the worst feeling I've ever felt last time. And you just are subjecting yourself to like this moment of torture where it's like, did it work or not? And it's the moment of truth. And I'm just so happy that it seems as though it worked. So I am pregnant in this moment. We'll go to the doctor tomorrow, get our blood work done, and see what the results are. Okay, update. I got my second beta test done yesterday. The number doubled, which is really good news. There are a few little like moments of truth in this process, and none of them are easier than the other, but that one felt like a big moment of truth. Like, if it did not progress, if the number didn't go up, if it didn't double, I was just gonna be really, really nervous. A little bit more than doubled, which they said is great news. Everything I've kind of read, what my doctor said is like, it really is less about that first number, it's about it doubling. That's like what normally shows that it's a healthy pregnancy. Obviously there are outliers. Everyone is so different. Everyone's body is so different. Everyone fluctuates in different ways and has completely different numbers. So now I'm going in for my first ultrasound in like 5 days. That will be when I'm 5 weeks and 2 days pregnant. So today I'm 4 weeks, 4 days. Yeah, basically that will tell us a lot. That's kind of another moment of truth situation where it will show if things are progressing. I think I'll also probably get blood work done that day, and it will show if everything's progressing as it needs to. And then we're not gonna hear a heartbeat. It's too early to hear a heartbeat at that ultrasound. From what I understand, I'll see what my doctor says. I'll probably have to come back in, like, I don't know if we do another one a week later or if it's just like 2 weeks later we go in to try and hear the heartbeat. So I am just trying so hard to like be calm. Sometimes I was just telling Leif, like most people, they get a positive pregnancy test and they're just like so excited. They're like, I'm pregnant, yay. And then they go for their first ultrasound when they're like 10 weeks or whatever it is. With IVF, you have so many appointments and you're so aware of every little detail that I feel like there's so much more to overthink. Like, okay, this number's a little low, and it's just so easy to like get anxious about it because of how hard it's been to get to this point. Like, I'm just having a hard time kind of like celebrating and being super excited because it's like, I just don't want to get my hopes up. I thought for sure that once I got like 2 positive betas, I would like start telling people, just like people that know we transferred. Like, I haven't told Chelsea I'm pregnant. I haven't told my mom. Like, I haven't told even my closest friends because I'm so like, I really want to wait for this ultrasound at least. I know they're probably like, hello, did it work? But I'm just like, I don't want to be so excited and be like, look, it's positive, and then I go in for this ultrasound in 5 days and like it's not progressing how it should or something. Like, it just freaks me out. So I don't want to get anyone's hopes up or my own, but at the same time I'm like trying to celebrate this because it's so amazing. This is the furthest we've ever gotten. In this moment, 100% pregnant. I haven't taken a pregnancy test in like 2 days, but I'll show you guys my last one that I took. I've taken probably like 4 or 5 total. Like, I was just taking them to see like if the line was getting darker, and this is the last one I took. This was like the day before my second beta, I think. And look how dark that line is. Literally the like test line is darker than even the control line, which is amazing. Probably will take one tomorrow morning. I think just to ease my mind, like I just want to make sure the lines are still dark this week leading up to the ultrasound. So I'll probably take a few. But my point is that is pregnant 100%. I've literally gotten 2 positive blood tests that say you are pregnant. So I'm like, I am pregnant right now, but it's just, so I'm trying to like be happy about that, you know, and celebrate that. But it's like, I'm just worried. I just hope it's viable and I hope everything continues to be good. The past week I've been so tired, and I definitely have some symptoms that like I've never had before, I guess. I've had mild cramping the entire time since pretty much the transfer, and it's kind of felt similar. Like, I've felt pretty similar every day. We'll see what happens at the ultrasound. Like I said, it's in 5 days, I think. I'm like counting down the freaking seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And it's at like 8:30 a.m. So I booked it for like the earliest in the morning possible. And then maybe I'll feel comfortable telling people. I don't know. I would prefer to wait to tell like everyone in my life until I hear the heartbeat. But I feel like literally they're gonna be like, like you can't just not, they'll also probably know it's positive if I'm not telling them, because they know when the transfer was, so they know that we probably already know. No one's like pressing me about it at all. I'm just thinking like they're probably like just confused. So, and again, that's like the least important part. I don't need to tell anyone. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Just got back from getting blood work done, where I had to get stuck a few times as usual. I had my 5-week 2-day ultrasound and everything looks good. I am so relieved. Cannot even tell you. I'll feel even more relieved in like 2 weeks when we hear the heartbeat, but the fact that the two, like my blood results, my HCG was doubling, and then I went in and they said it's like measuring good and everything looks normal and he's happy with it. So I feel so relieved, honestly. I feel so much better. I feel like I can a little bit more confidently tell like just very close people in my life now that knew we were transferring. So that feels really good to know that everything is on track. And yeah, they're gonna call me with my blood results about my progesterone levels. Hopefully it's just normal, but they were saying like if it is low, we would just up your dosage, because right now, like I'm doing my progesterone shot because I do them twice a day. And because of that, I feel like the level will be normal because of how often we, you know, like we're doing these shots. They'll call me later today, so we'll see what happens with that. But we're gonna do a morning shot and then maybe go get some food. See how it's like that's usually what it looks like. It's like really dark.
Yeah.
And a bruise. Okay.
You're
scared of the size?
There's such a small grouping of pricks.
And just go
every
on
time
it.
we go outside of them,
Just don't go outside of it then, it's fine. I'm fine with it, just do what you have to do.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. All clear. You okay?
Well, this is going to continue to be our life shots
For another...
for like 6 more weeks, 2 weeks or 2 months almost. It's become a lifestyle at this point. I feel like I don't know.
It's not just a phase.
It's not just a phase, Mom. It's like kind of feels like my life will just always be like this. Like I will always have to do these shots just because I've been doing them for so long. But I know it'll end at some point, which will be so weird. I don't mind doing it because it's just been a lot better this time for me. Like I can still walk and it's not as sore. It's a little sore, but they kind of get knotted, but it's not horrible. Feeling pretty good. Hello, everyone. It's time for a pregnancy update. So I am almost 8 weeks. I'm 8 weeks tomorrow. And I wanted to give you guys just an update on how I've been feeling and everything, and a lot has happened since I last updated you. I have not been filming a lot, and that is because I have been extremely nauseous and sick and not feeling well at all. I'm so out of breath all the time as well, which that's the least of my concerns at this point. I'm just genuinely like very sick pretty much majority of the day, all day. This is my first time getting ready and putting on makeup in like probably a week and a half. So this isn't really a norm for me, or it hasn't been lately, but I did have to shoot some stuff and I just needed to get ready today. So I am 8 weeks tomorrow, and we got to hear the heartbeat a few days ago, and we weren't able to film in there, but the heartbeat is strong and we're measuring like normal and everything is good, and I'm so relieved. I feel like new anxieties get unlocked for me every day, which I wish wasn't the case, and I actually didn't really expect, I'm gonna be honest. Like I really felt like once I got pregnant I was just gonna be so excited, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like I would be super worried, but I feel like it literally doesn't matter how much confirmation I get. I'm just like, I hope it's good. Like I don't know if it's because I've gone through IVF and I've gotten bad news before that I'm like traumatized from it, and I'm always scared that I'm gonna like go to an appointment and they're gonna be like, oh, it's bad news or something. I don't know. But the reason I'm sharing that is like to validate any of you who feel the same way. If you've just gone through infertility in general and you feel like there's a lot of like stake in your pregnancy, as there is with any pregnancy. Obviously you always want to have a healthy pregnancy. I just feel like when you've maybe gone through loss or like a failed transfer or just failed fertility treatments, it's like you've worked so hard for this moment that it feels like so precious, and I don't know, so maybe that's part of it. I'm sure that's part of it. Feeling a little more real to me now that we heard the heartbeat. I've now gotten multiple blood tests that have confirmed it, obviously 2 ultrasounds that have both been great news, and so I'm like so relieved. I really am, and I'm very much pregnant and I'm very sick. I started getting sick, I don't know when the last I updated, I was very like tired, and I would have like little things where I'm like, oh, I kind of don't feel well, but like every day it honestly kind of gets worse, and I still feel like it might not be as bad as it's gonna be, which is terrifying me. I have not thrown up yet, but yesterday and today I have been just on the verge. I will usually feel the worst at night, so usually the mornings I feel okay. I feel pretty much nauseous all the time, but it gets worse at night. So I'm making myself some mac and cheese right now. Leif isn't home. Normally he's literally been doing everything for me, making any food I want, getting me crackers, getting me water, getting me anything, and just doing absolutely everything, which I'm so grateful for. But anyway, he's not here, so I gotta buck up and make myself some mac and cheese. I'm trying to just eat really plain foods because I honestly don't feel like eating a lot of stuff. I definitely am having like aversions where just stuff grosses me out, or like if something sounds good, I'm like, I need to eat that because that's the only thing that sounds good. But I also get absolutely starving, like ravenous animal so often. I am constantly starving. How am I this out of breath? Also, I always have to like hide. So this is all my IVF stuff, like my sharps container and stuff, and I always have to hide that when I'm vlogging. I've literally been having to hide it for the whole time I've been doing IVF, which has been like so incredibly long, months and months and months. It's nice in this vlog because I know it's gonna go up once the world knows. It's nice not to have to hide all my stuff. Just like whatever, it's out and about. Okay, I gotta set a timer on my phone. So anyway, yeah, that's the update. Everything's good. And I'm just trying to get through the first trimester. I feel like hopefully I'll start feeling better in the next, I don't know, few weeks. I don't know if I mentioned this, my doctor doesn't want me working out my entire first trimester, which I was like, you're kidding. Like I really, really wanted to stay active, especially at the beginning of my pregnancy. Now feeling the way I feel, I'm like, yeah, I don't even care because I'm not working out. That's how I feel. I've been going on walks, trying to go on walks at least once a day, which is really nice. But I didn't even go on one yesterday because that was like my sickest day. I honestly feel like a little better today, maybe. I don't know. But maybe I'll take Lady on a walk tonight. I'm trying to do daily walks, but that's like about as much as like I feel up to right now anyway. Another thing I forgot to mention, here's my mac and cheese, is that I have the like weirdest, grossest taste in my mouth like at all times. But it's the absolute worst after I eat, which I also have heard about. Yeah, this is just better lighting. Sorry guys, I was trying to like switch up the angle, but whatever. I don't even know how to explain it. So I've seen some people say like, oh, you have a metallic taste in your mouth when you're pregnant. To me, it doesn't taste metallic, it just tastes gross. Like it's like gross, like I want a different taste in my mouth. So Chelsea recommended that I chew like peppermint or like mint gum, or maybe she does fruity gum, but I saw something about mint gum. So I've been doing that. It does help. Just everything's all out of whack, it's so weird. Just feeling like your body like flips a switch one day and it's like just the weirdest symptoms. And again, I know everyone's pregnancy is so different, but I feel like I'm literally having like every symptom I've heard of. I'm like, cool, so I'm nauseous, tired, food aversion, weird taste in my mouth. What's the other thing I've been feeling? All the typical stuff though. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. Drink some water. I'll update you guys soon. Oh, hey guys. I was excited to do a first trimester vlog. I was going to show you guys what I was up to in my first trimester, whatever, what I was eating, what I was drinking, what I was craving. Going into pregnancy, I was just excited to document it because obviously I've waited so long for this. Okay, lady, no, you don't get this popsicle. And I have been so incredibly sick, sicker than I thought I would be. Just nauseous 24/7. I've been throwing up. Therefore, there has been nothing to show you. I actually don't know when the last time I filmed was, but I want to say it was like at 7 or 8 weeks. I feel like it's been like a month since I properly vlogged for the sake of pregnancy. I feel like any energy I have is just going towards like very necessary things, like actual, like we've been batching a bunch of podcast episodes and just, yeah, work and stuff for the podcast, and then house stuff, the brands I'm partnered with, you know, if I have like a TikTok or a story brand, like my energy's just been going to absolutely necessary things. And I feel like documenting the first trimester was a little bit more of like a fun thing I wanted to do. But when you're so sick, there's nothing to show, you know what I mean? Like if I was to show you what I do every day, it's this. This is legitimately it. I literally just think before I eat every single thing, what will be the easiest to throw up? That's literally my mindset. Every day I'm just trying to eat things that are super easy on my stomach, like nothing super flavorful because I just don't want to deal with it coming back up. So yeah, I have just been laying here a majority of the day, just feeling sick. Sometimes I'll try and do stuff and it just like almost not even worth it. Like I'll try and get out and be like, oh yeah, I want to go and do this, I want to go on a walk, and I just like come back and feel almost worse than before. So it's hard to have the motivation to really do much of anything. Obviously, I would rather this than anything else. Like that's what I keep telling myself. Like I would rather be sick and pregnant than be going through more IVF treatments and like have had stuff fail, you know. Like we're on the train and I'll be out of my first trimester soon, and I hope I start feeling a lot better. But I feel like it honestly has just continued to get worse and worse. Like at 12 weeks, I was like, oh, I feel like I'll start to feel better. And like this past week, like when I was 11 weeks, was probably the worst it's been. Like it just feels like it continues to get, I continue to get more and more sick. I hadn't even thrown up until like pretty recently. So I don't know, just hoping that it subsides in the next few weeks. But yeah, there's my explanation on where I've been. I mean, I guess you guys aren't expecting, I don't know if you're expecting something else, but I was just excited to be like updating weekly, like, okay, week 8, week 9, here's how I feel. And I'm just like, nothing to say, nothing to tell you guys, no updates, literally just sick on the couch all day, every day. So yeah, I'm very grateful to have this job, obviously. I was thinking about like if I needed to go physically to an office or something and like go to work, I'm like, I truly don't know how girls do it. I actually just saw a TikTok on my For You page. She was like, where are all my pregnant 9-to-5 girlies? Like, it's so hard. And I'm just like, literally, I know multiple girls who have actually had to quit their job when they're in their first trimester because they're throwing up at work and like so sick that they genuinely could not even do their work. Which now I'm like, oh my gosh, I completely understand that mentality. If that is your situation, you are literally braver than the Marines. That is so hard to do stuff when you feel sick. Anyway, I just wanted to like film something. I'm like, gosh, it's been a month. We've had 2 ultrasounds. I'll show you guys the ultrasound photos soon. They're cute. I just don't want to get up and get them honestly right now, but I will do that soon and show you guys because we've seen our baby now like, oh my gosh, probably like 4 times because I just switched over from my IVF clinic. I'm done with them. Like they've done everything and now they have me going to an actual OB, which is so weird. I feel like I'm like a normal pregnant person now where like I'm done with shots. That was another groundbreaking moment, done with the shots, which is so nice to not have to be doing that. And I already feel like my hips are starting to get to like not be as sore because they've been so sore from doing shots in my butt/hip area every night and every morning. So yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with just like all the IVF stuff, and now I'm just like normal. I'm just going to the doctor as normal. So anyway, I switched over to I had my last appointment with my IVF doctor at 10 weeks. It was so shocking. It looked like an actual baby. I was like shook. Every time before it's kind of just been like a little blob, and this time it was like kind of like had a face. I was like, oh my gosh, it's an actual child. Like it's so crazy. And then at 11 weeks, we got another ultrasound, saw the baby again. Again, it's like even more real. It's so crazy. They were like kicking around, like kicking and moving a ton. And I was just like, I cannot fathom that is in my body. It's so bizarre. It's so crazy. So yeah, we've had lots of confirmations at this point, especially with how sick I've been. I'm like, okay, I feel confident I am pregnant. Like, I feel like before it's just been so hard for me to wrap my head around. I have a lot of imposter syndrome with it just because I've waited so long and like it's been so hard to picture it as a possibility. Now I feel like just now I'm starting to be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm pregnant. I think it's real. It's actually real, considering I can't get out of bed and I'm like just so sick all the time, and I've seen the baby now 5 times. Like, okay, it's the real deal. So very excited, very grateful, lots of emotions. I need to put some gum in my mouth immediately because every time after I eat, my mouth tastes so disgusting. Chelsea said she is the same way. I just have gum always, like a little piece of, half a piece of gum, minty gum. I've been doing some fruity gum too, just like right by me at all times because the taste in my mouth grosses me out so much. It'll all be worth it, and it's all okay. Leif has been like the best, #1 caretaker. He just like does everything for me, gets me any food, any drink, like just on command, on demand. He's just like right there waiting for me, getting me blankets, getting me whatever I need, and it's I'm so happy I have him. Like, I'm so lucky that he's home, and he's been helping me a lot with work stuff, with the house, like just everything. He's been just taking care of all of us, feeding Lady, taking her on walks. Oh, it's like, what time is it? It's probably like 4:30 or 5. And honestly, this is the time of day when everything goes downhill. Anyway, love you guys. Okay, so I am 14 weeks and a few days, and I wanted, not me already being out of breath, and I wanted to show a little bump update, if we can call it that. Bump date. I haven't showed my stomach, I think, at all, so in my vlogs or anything. So here's my little morning bloat, I would call it. I don't know, I mean, this is definitely something for me, but I know I'm gonna look back at this and be like, it looks like you ate pasta. Like, it's definitely not that big, but it does get bigger at night, and it does get bigger after I eat and stuff. Here's the update, 14 weeks. Most of my friends say that they didn't start showing until a little bit later. I don't know, everyone's so different though, so I'm just going with the flow. So the past few days, I think the last time I vlogged, I was like 12 or 13 weeks, I can't remember. And I was still throwing up. I remember I filmed a clip of me eating a popsicle, and then after I finished the clip, I had to throw up the popsicle. Like, it's just been constant nausea and stuff. And I feel like the winter uglies are hitting me, where I'm just like, you know, in the winter when you're like pale, dry, all of that, I feel like that plus being sick, I'm like, cool. But that being said, the past few days I've been seeing kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel, I think, for once, where I'm like, okay, I'm not like, in the mornings at least, until like 4 p.m. I feel like a human being, where I can get up and like go to a coffee shop or go on a walk, which is great and amazing. I just got my hair and makeup done for our announcement shoot. I'm so excited. I'm not brushing out my curls because my hair does not hold anything, so I'm waiting until we get to the place, and then I'll like rough up my hair. But I have not gotten glammed up in months, so I'm feeling good. The bump is kind of small in the mornings, and I feel like it just gets bigger. This is kind of weird lighting on my stomach. It gets bigger as the day goes on and as I like eat and stuff, but that's what we're working with. And I need to get my stuff ready and get going. Okay, you guys, this is real time. I'm filming this right before I upload this video. So it's been a little while since I filmed for YouTube, and I'm really hoping that I can get on, well, I know I can pretty soon, get on a regular programmed filming schedule where I can actually vlog like I used to. Like in real time, and give you guys updates and stuff. It's like, honestly, a weight is lifted having the news out, because I feel like I don't have to hide anything. I can just be completely honest in real time about what I'm doing and what I'm going through, how I'm feeling, all of it. So I'm honestly so excited. But I'm about to go and record and film a podcast, which Chelsea and I already recorded an episode all about my pregnancy, and there's a lot of stuff in there that's like different from my vlogs. It's Chelsea's perspective on things and kind of the truth behind these past few months. For us, for the podcast, like a trip we went on, we're just kind of, I don't want to say spilling the tea, but we're kind of just like being honest about everything that we haven't been talking about for the past few months, because I was trying to keep this under wraps. That podcast episode will be out tomorrow. If you're watching this in real time, it's this week's podcast episode. So, and then there's another episode out on Friday, and that's the one I'm recording today. So I will probably talk a little bit more about pregnancy stuff maybe in that episode, because we're doing like a catch-up episode. But anyway, I will link that podcast episode once it comes out, but I can't link it at this exact moment because it won't be out for another day. So depends on when you're watching this, but you can definitely go and watch that. It's gonna be available on YouTube, which is awesome. Well, we filmed our Halloween episode, but this is our first ever video recorded episode in our new like space. So that's also new and exciting. So anyway, you guys can check that out. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I've cried too much on the internet lately, including in that episode. I will probably cry in today's episode because the news will be out today. So I feel like I'm just gonna be sobbing all day probably, being able to share such exciting news with you guys. But I just wanted to make it clear in this video and in the podcast, like I was just talking about how my anxiety has just kind of been heightened this whole time, being like, oh, I hope everything's good, I hope everything's good. And I feel like it's kind of like lifting, that anxious feeling is kind of lifting, and I'm feeling actually super excited and like it's real, and I'm feeling like I'm celebrating it. And telling you guys is gonna, I feel like, make it more real. And just, I want you guys to know how, even though I've been really sick and I went through IVF and these past like months of my life have been, I guess, hard, I have literally never been happier. And I have never felt these feelings of joy and fulfillment like I do in this moment. Like, I can't even express how grateful Leif and I feel. I literally cry about it like once a day. I just will be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm pregnant, I can't believe it's real, and I'll just like start tearing up because I am so beyond grateful, and I just can't believe that it finally happened. I'm so excited, and I'm so happy to share this with you guys. So I just kind of wanted to round out the video by letting you guys know my appreciation for you. Thank you so, so much for just all of the love and all the support you've shown me through this entire process. It has literally meant the world to me. So, and to Leif, but he's not in this, I don't know where he is. I think he's in our room. So anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon with some more fun updates. Bye guys.